Any human.
Yo, you already know what it is, man. It's me, Tory North, coming to you live from the Northwest. I got my boy Indi right here, man. You already know what it is, man. Tell the people what's good, Indi.
What's poppin'? How's everyone doing?
If you're listening to us now, I really appreciate it. You could be anywhere in the world. You're probably at work working, listening to us while you're doing your job, doing your task, or you're probably studying for your exams and shit or whatever you got going on in college. We appreciate everybody who's listening, whatever you're doing, whether you're working, whether you're on the corner hustling, getting your shit. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what I support, but I support you. So anyways, thanks for listening to us. We out here. We're really just testing the waters with this podcast season. It's going to get bigger and better, and I'm not going to stop it. I'm going to keep it going. It's something that we're going to be working on, building up. But yeah, today we shot a music video. We were hanging out earlier. We shot a music video. My homeboy Indi came from the hometown of Othello. He came through. He blessed us. It's always a blessing when he comes through because we have a good time. He met up with us. We shot a couple scenes. It's a very experimental video that we did today. But I really did like it. A lot of people are going to fuck with it, especially if you like the classic music that I've dropped in the past. You know, I got people who've been following me since day one. They're really going to like what we're doing. But you'll see it and you'll understand when we get to that point. But anyways, today I have one of my favorite artists. He's younger than me, but I feel like he's wise and much older than he actually is on the calendar. But this homie right here is a soldier. Literally, this is Othello's Mozart, nigga.
I dig that. Mozart.
Real shit. Well, you just. I'm gonna let you talk, man. Talk to the people. Let them know about you, man. Give them a brief synopsis.
Okay, cool. Do I just hold this like you would? All right, cool. All right, this is just voice, right?
Yeah.
I guess I come from a small town. How much do people know about me? How much do people even...
It depends. As much as you put out, like, officially.
Well, I guess, I do music videos, music. I've been doing that forever. If you just follow my stuff, I've been collaborating with a bunch of people. I've worked with big artists. Work with local artists still. People of all sorts, rookies to veterans. It really doesn't matter to me. I'm all about the love of music, you know what I mean? But I think that's just how I'm just widely known around, is just because I get associated with something. So
True.
If you haven't heard of me, it's just we haven't connected yet. We haven't worked. We haven't worked yet. That's really it. So what should I keep going on?
Well, talk about the kind of music you make and what inspires you to make the music that you like to make.
I like to make all kinds of music, and it doesn't matter. I always tell people it's all walks of life. Don't care what kind of genre you are. It's just about, at the end of the day, if you scrap all the life, you scrap the bodies, at the end of the day, we're just hanging out, and we're just vibing, and we're just expressing. We just found a beat, and just as souls, we're bouncing to it, and we capture the moment, and then we put it out.
Okay.
Realistically, right? That's what we're doing. We're going on a mic, and we're just bouncing our heads to it, and...
More or less, yeah.
Yeah, next thing you know, we're recording. Yeah, we're just recording it. That's it.
What's the process in the studio for you?
I try to make it different. Really, for me, it's just if I have an open 3 to 6 hours in my day, it just depends. I have the business side and I have the personal side. But the way I like to approach it is, let's say from scratch, I like to just give myself 6 to 8 months, relax, and just whenever I'm in the mood to write music, I write. So by the time I'm 8 months down, I have a little collection of a deposit from my album kind of thing, right? So I just have a couple songs done, and then I give myself a more work deadline, like, okay, this 8 months, I've vibed out. Now maybe 2 months now. I got 2 months to really knock music out and do it like a job, And so I knock out the album, within 2 months and wrap it up, and then I have something out and do that again next year. And just give myself a deadline, but that's just how my process is.
What's the most songs that you've knocked out in a short period of time?
In a short period of time. It just depends. Like, I guess recorded or just written?
Like full thing.
Full thing.
Wrote and record.
Oh, we've done like half hour, 15 minute. Like that's it. You know, that's the fastest.
No, I mean like a whole project. Like
a whole
or
project.
maybe not necessarily the whole. Like, but let's say that you got on a hot streak and did like 50 singles. Okay, that's the most that you did in like a short period of time. Like, let's say you had a hot streak, like, and you just did more music than you had ever done.
You know, I feel like I don't know if I've ever had a hot streak, but I have had moments where, you know, I think we went out. There's a group of us, and we legit just we wrote verses in 5 to 7 minutes while the beat was going, and we wrote about, I don't know, maybe 100 within, 4 to 5 hours or something like that. And we just go in there and we just write. It was just nuts, man. That's how I do my verses.
You made a bunch of big records with just like on Rap Cypher tip, or what was it? Or was it like?
No, actually, no. That's just more behind the scenes with people. But I feel like just depends. I'm more about the body of work of albums. Okay. That's cool. That's who I am as a musician. I always feel like I love albums that have a lot of good work in it. Okay. You know what I mean?
Speak to that. What do you appreciate about an album more than a mixtape or an EP? Any other project? What makes it superior?
It's not even about being superior. I just enjoy a lengthy body of work. Like I always think, it doesn't matter who you are. If you have fans, your fans probably want a good chunk of material from you. Like I know when I hear, like if I hear another album from an artist I love and it comes out this month, this whatever, I'm like, oh, I hope it's got at least 12 songs, at least. You're hoping it's 20 because it's your favorite artist. So I feel like, what if someone's like that for me? But I'm not even trying to be like, I'm trying to be humble about it at the same time. I just want to enjoy the music, and it's not about having fans, but it's like someone might be out there going, man, I wish I had more Tory North on this album. I wish I had more Indi on this album. So I just kind of give it to them. It's no harm for me. That's how I feel about it.
That's a good look. Who would you, if you had a dream collaboration right now in the game?
Ooh, a dream collab?
Yeah.
Well, how big can I have this collab?
As big as you want.
As big as I wanted?
Yeah.
Oh man, this would be crazy. It'd be a weird one. I would have Pac. Mm-hmm. I would have Eminem.
Okay.
I would have Drake.
Okay.
I would have 50 Cent.
Okay.
And I'd probably put Ritz on it.
Okay.
Switch it up,
That would be a fucking bang.
Wouldn't that be a weird one? It'd be dope though.
That'd go hard.
Hey, that's really legit. Some good collective rappers,
Why Ritz? Just curious.
Why Ritz? I feel like I love the Strange style. Tech's dope and all, but I just really appreciate that Ritz does harmonies a lot more than. Tech, and no shade or nothing. I just, I like.
It's in his bag.
Yeah, exactly. Tech signed him for a reason. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I understand it. I'm like, yeah, this is good. I love the first 2 albums so much. Like they're so dope. Back to back.
He seems like a rapper who gets real comfortable in his craft. He's able to deliver like a good, like even better every time. Like,
yeah.
Kevin Gates is probably another rapper, I think.
Oh, he's dope. Yeah, I've been listening to Cuban Links. I was telling you. I recently got the Cuban Links. I'm like, hell yeah.
Okay, so that's a good... okay, what's another collab then? If it wasn't that super collab. Like, just maybe one artist. If you could see one song.
Just with me?
Just you, one song.
Oh, that'd be crazy. That'd be so tough.
And if you want for bonus points, a producer for that song. Pick a producer too.
Okay, I guess if it was right now, I want to just go with this era to make it simple.
Okay.
Right now, I would go with Roddy Ricch.
Okay, Indi and Roddy Ricch.
Indi and Roddy Ricch.
Who's producing that?
What's his name? J Key. J Key, fuck this. You don't know what I'm talking
Tay Keith.
Tay Keith. Yeah, there you go. He's everywhere.
The Memphis.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would have him producing it. If it was today.
That would be hard.
It would be different, right?
That'd be a banger.
Nice. I feel like those are 2 good. Like they're thriving. I feel like they're great at for what they are, the artistry, the culture, the buzz, the respect. Roddy Ricch has so much respect in his game, like he really does for his era, for even older people like Roddy Ricch. You know, it's true. And younger people still do like Eminem, or not Eminem, but I'm sorry, Take Heath, because he's worked with Eminem, he's worked with Drake, he's worked with the young people, he's everywhere. So I feel like as a producer that would be cool.
Roddy Ricch is cool because he raps about things like from like an older standpoint.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like he references like shows and shit from like the 90s and quotes and stuff that you'd be like, oh, you know, that's funny.
But he still says some young shit.
He throws that in there. He's like a young OG.
It's cool. That's why I like Roddy Ricch. I approve of Roddy Ricch.
A-Boogie and Roddy Ricch are having really good years.
Man, I work with Roddy Ricch. I feel like Roddy Ricch right now is I've seen him get, you know, praises from so many rappers. I'm just like, this is probably the dude.
I really liked his album early on when it first came out. I thought it was a really good project.
In the box right now it's huge right now.
Yeah, TikTok made that a
oh my god, yeah.
It shows you how powerful TikTok is.
I know it is. I hate TikTok, but it's super powerful if you got it.
It almost makes you want to like do a TikTok video.
I feel like for us older people, it's a little tougher. We're gonna be those guys with TikTok. We're those guys.
I think people blow up no matter how old.
Yeah, no, that's true. It just makes it easier when you're on multiple platforms.
I think by being obnoxious is how you break the stereotypes and make it more acceptable for.
Yeah, I feel like TikTok too is material that you gotta like. I don't have the energy for it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I can't bob my head around and lip sync to other people's music.
If you make a slap that people dance to,
yeah, that'd be cool. I thought about that.
That's the whole thing, though. You just have to produce it, or you just have to record it.
Just be a part of the culture. That's it, and you'll make a big name in it.
Because I got a couple songs that people could make dances to.
That'd be dope.
But I just got to get the crew together, you know, for the most part. You got to build these things. You can't really just discover them or wait for them to discover you.
Yeah.
That's what I figured out.
Yeah. It sucks, but
it's cool, though, because that's why you reach out to your community and see who's out there. And then you start building off of what you find, kind of.
Yes, sir. When are you releasing this, by the way?
This podcast?
Yeah.
This one probably, in 2 or 3 months or something.
2 or 3 months? Dope. Yeah. So we can probably talk about the album right now and still. Mm-hmm. Technically, I'm not checking my time. 3 months are gonna go by.
Yeah, no, definitely, most definitely.
3 months are gonna go by tonight.
When they hear this, they'll probably already have the album.
Yeah, no, it's true. Weird. Okay, so we're talking the perspective that they've already heard it. Yep. What the? Oh, that's crazy! I can't wait to check this out.
It's futuristic.
Yeah, I can't wait to check this out now. All right.
So it's your job now to treat my future listeners.
Oh, that's right.
With the respect that you understand that they are listening to you in real time while talking to them in the future.
Yes.
Okay, so we both know this. You are now talking to them, so now...
It's true.
Where do you want to take this? They're listening to you right now.
Let's see. I guess the album.
Yes.
The album itself, we're talking about it. I mean, if it's cool.
Tell me about
why
that.
Why not? I feel like I feel like if you're putting this on a podcast, I definitely want people
to know.
You know?
Well, no, it's about you. This spot, it's your episode. You could literally talk about anything.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm putting out the Indi 500.
Okay.
The Indi 500.
Yep.
I don't know if you read the back of it or not. I don't know if you were able to read it. I think it was too short. But
you don't know
anyway.
If I could read?
Yeah, anyone who does end up reading it, doesn't matter. I put a little story on why I put the Indi 500 out, and I was just talking about, you know, at the front cover, it's me crashing like in an Indi 500, like kamikaze, because you know I pay homage to Eminem because he's a big influencer of mine, and even though everybody's shitting on him these days, I really feel as an influencer, he's made me as a musician, so I'm like, you know what? I gotta say something. Right? That's how I feel anyway. Anyway, so I put the Indi 500 out, and the other reason why I'm putting it out on April 20th is not just because it's 420, but last year I got in a big wreck on 420. I was on the passenger side, and it just wrecked the whole car. I was in a concussion, and I was passed out for 2 days. And I woke up, and I thought, you know, if I didn't wake up, one of the things I realized was like, man, the music I wanted to make, the ideas that I wanted to project wouldn't have came out if I didn't do it. So I was like, if I die, I might as well have this thing out. Even if it's not the big, grand, you know, project that I'm trying to put out. But I'm just searching for it.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, that's why I called it Indi 500 and releasing it on 420.
That's pretty dope. I like the story behind it.
Yeah, I feel like it's got to have a little bit more. I feel like the messages has got to be more out there these days, or else people. I don't know. I feel like people don't care when you don't put a meaningful album with substance in it.
Right. What's your favorite song off this project?
My personal favorite song. Let's see. I wish I had the list. Oh, I like personally. I dig. It's called "Took a Second." It's one of the first singles. That's why I'm making it one of the first singles. I personally like the song 500. If you ever check it out, Indi 500. The album's got a song called 500. I really like that one.
Are you gonna do any video at the racetracks?
I'm trying to. Yes, we're gonna. One of the ideas. Now I'm always trying to do big ideas, big abstract ideas. Don't care what the limits are. Just tell me the idea, and I'll make my own way to replicate it. So we were looking at actual race cars in the state. At first, we found one in Las Vegas. Maybe we can rent that out. We're heading to Vegas this October, or I forgot, this summer sometime. So maybe, I doubt, we'll have the cash for it.
Yeah.
But if we can at least get a quote, maybe we can manifest it.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, we're trying to get go-kart Indi 500s. We're trying to get possibly a bunch of girls in bikinis and just have them all play in the Indi 500 model cars, and we'll just have one girl wave it down. That might be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, something different. If you're gonna have girls, might as well have them have fun.
Okay.
Yeah. Some other songs. There's a lot of songs on there, to be honest. Juice is on it. That one's needed a home, so I was just put it on there. I remember you telling me once too how most singles they need a home under this choreography, and that really stuck to me. I really never let a single go.
I believe that.
After that, I was just I gotta really give these a home.
You have to, man.
No, you do. They're your children.
It means something.
Your songs are your children.
And it means something too historically, because if you can tie a song to a project, it's more important.
They're like, oh, I remember these songs from back in the day. Oh, it's got these songs too. I forgot about these songs. Yeah, people do that.
You can win arguments if you remember.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, those are the days. Oh, I remember this summer. Oh, I remember this winter.
I got some head during this
in July.
To this album.
He says, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. But yeah, there's lots of good music. I really can't name a bunch of favorites without, discrediting the rest. I feel really I made I told you, I think I made between 40 to 45 songs, and I cut it down to 19. I didn't even get to 20. And I do that because I feel like I'm already good as a musician. I'm good. I'm not saying I'm the greatest, but I'm good. I'm standard good. And I feel like if I keep thinking I'm this good though, or if I keep dropping everything and just let it go, I feel like at one point I'm not growing. I'm not weeding out. So I do the 40, cut a bunch, and then feel oh my God, this is a golden project,
Do you do a 2.0 record after it?
I usually don't. I've thought about it. I've definitely thought about it. I've considered it. I'm still considering it. I might do some Arrow ones.
You ever thought about taking the best songs, splitting them in half, and mixing them with the rest to make 2 really good albums?
I've thought about that. I have thought about that. That's these are always tough decisions. They're really. I feel like the reason I don't do that kind of thing a lot is I like to have the people marinate in one project for a year. I feel like when I drop a project, in 1 year, I feel like that's the year that's the day, the month that I'm getting listened to, and I have to make the most impression. I feel like I do too much wear and tear when I drop a bunch of singles outside of the album. And you know, I'm not known enough yet where I could just drop one and just drop something else and everyone's listening. I gotta drop it and re-promote and let
So you
let
would
it
drop
marinate.
2 times in a year?
I think it depends how I did it. You know, it depends on the demographics too.
I think 1 in fourth quarter is perfect.
1 in fourth quarter.
Yeah. So if you drop in January, February, March, and
Maybe
then you
do
also
some-
drop in, November, December.
You think maybe something short, like on the opposite, to kind of give it a swing?
I think you can do 2 albums. I really
See,
think
this is we're creating in the moment right now.
Because look at
To everyone listening.
because you got like Future who did something like that, and then you got DMX who did something like that. 2 different eras, 2 very popular albums for each individual
you're right.
artist. So I think that in the future we'll be able to do those things too. Like even you have the popularity where you could drop 2 records in 1 year and get the same popularity if you did 1 record.
Maybe.
People would support both of them.
Maybe you're right. Maybe
It would
you're
almost
right.
be an experiment, like an experiment to see if there was an increase.
You're right. You're right.
Because I think that the more that you do will encourage people to support in a little bit more of an extra kind
I
of
feel
way.
like I've done this so long though that as soon as I get people, they just seen that I've done it forever.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people see that impression already.
But your number that are attentively watching.
Yeah, you're right.
They're watching in real time to see what you're gonna do next.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the ones that you're gonna have do your experiments and see like let's do raffles, let's do giveaways, let's do this, let's do that. Because we got data, we're gonna see what data
Yeah.
we get from these folks.
Yeah.
Because people look at the likes, they use it as metrics,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Social media is interesting. It really
Yeah.
creates a scale. Do you
It's
want to be Starburst?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. I don't know if the speaker's like.
Yeah, it's on the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, no. That's, what do you think about how important it is a logo, a good name, and branding to an artist when they're first getting into the game? Can you speak to that? Would you say it's very important to a young artist? Like he should pay attention to that?
It's all subjective. I feel like you could make it overnight and you don't even need a logo. But if you have a logo, it does project a little bit more longevity.
Doesn't it help to have something official?
It does. It does help to have something indirect and official, whatever.
For flyers.
They're just stamps of approval. That's all they are. They're not anything. They're not actual. They don't give any actual value except for publicity value if it's an actual person,
More
But
logos?
Logos, yeah. So like, okay, for example, what I mean by people is like, if I have 4 sponsors on my flyer, and let's say I'm Tory, okay, one of them is Graveyard Shift,
that's
one
what
is
you mean.
alumni, one is yada yada. Technically, the Graveyard Shift isn't a person. It's
Well, I was talking about like when you're gonna perform on a flyer too. They'll use your logo for the flyer.
oh, it's nice, yeah, definitely.
I'm really big into logos.
Simple.
I'm big into symbols. Anything that gives a message fast, direct, to the point.
Yeah, it helps.
I like that.
Yeah, it helps a lot. It helps when people see it over and over too. It's not just about how good it is; it's about how often they see it. It can be really bad, but if people see it over and over and over and over and over again, it suddenly becomes super official and super professional. Like DJ Khaled going, DJ Khaled was annoying to everyone, but because everyone heard it a million times, it suddenly became professional.
Some of these political campaigns, they hear somebody's name a lot, and then they think that person's official. Like Joe
Oh.
Biden.
Mike
Biden,
Bloomberg,
Bloomberg.
see the ads?
Something like that. It's weird how advertisement works.
Yeah. It is odd. It sucks because there is a big problem right now with it. It's the whole false news, and it's crazy because that's probably we're not gonna get out of that for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get out of that in our lifetime.
No, I think I think we're just seeing the beginning of it because
Yeah, I think we're just in the beginning.
we probably don't even know the full effect.
Mm-mm.
Something that big.
People, it's gonna make people stupid. Like you know when that one movie where the people feed. Yeah. The people feed the plants with Gatorade or something. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's almost the same.
It is.
You know what I mean? You kind of teach people to be dumb.
It's the same mentality.
It comes out of capitalism too. And I'm not saying capitalism is bad. It's really great. It's really great though. But
it really does.
You know, there's the purest form of capitalism that's kind of scary. Mm-hmm. Like they'll sell you.
It's racism.
It's the person with the highest money can.
It's classism.
Create the rules, and that's not. You know, it's good to an extent. I agree to 90% of it, and then there's that little 10%, little 5 to 10% I don't.
You know, Bloomberg is the 8th richest man in the world.
Yeah, I heard something like that.
That's a lot of bread.
It is.
He says he's gonna endorse Joe Biden.
Is he really?
Everyone's acting like Joe Biden has like a golden dick.
I don't understand that.
He smiles. He acts like he's handsome. Old ass.
Yeah, he makes a lot of mistakes, and you know I love Joe's smile. He's the type of dude that can fuck up, and he gives you that smile, and you're like, oh Joe, oh Joe. But to be honest, I don't think he should be running.
What about him and Bernie? Him versus Bernie.
I prefer Bernie over Joe.
Yeah.
If I had to pick between those two, I prefer Bernie over Joe. And it's not even like anyone who loves Joe. It's not, you know, something personal or nothing. It's just a dude forgets a lot of shit. Like, it's super bad though with him. It's nothing personal. Like, you're just on stage and you say something and you just said it, and I'm just like, bro, come on.
He said something like, if you don't like me, vote for the other Biden.
You know.
Look at that.
I feel like I know a lot of people say he's got like signs of not autism, but like, you know, I think it might be autism. It's not forgetting shit but like when you hallucinate or short-term memory. Alzheimer's, is it? Yeah.
Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It could be.
What if they elect him and then he just goes Alzheimer?
I mean, that'd be crazy. I don't know if he could qualify or whatever, but if that was diagnosed and true, I don't know what would happen.
They'd probably remove him from office.
You really think so? I feel like
mentally ill in office. If you're unable to hold the job.
Yeah.
They'll get you out because that nigga holds the codes, the nuclear codes.
Yeah, it's true. That's so true. That's just nuts.
You gotta worry about people with guns when the nuclear codes.
How do you feel about Bernie trying to tax 52% to people making over $10 million?
Oh, that's a myth. That's a lot of fake news.
Is that fake news?
Yeah.
I thought it was. So what's the real numbers?
They took some. They pretty much made up some numbers.
They made up some numbers.
They brought up things. That's not what I said.
Oh, yeah.
Fake news.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. It's gonna be hard to get over that kind of thing. Like, damn, we have to just over and over and over talk.
These politicians are out there on the thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Elizabeth Warren, if she joined forces with Bernie and was his vice president, that'd probably be best for her. But her running...
Oh, yeah, it would. That would probably kill it.
But her by herself is not going to do anything.
No, I don't think so either. And it's not even her. I think it's just, you know, I think it might be like the whole sexism thing, too.
No.
And it's not even like anyone's sexist, but I feel like the majority of, you know, the white males especially, you know, they don't vote for them. If you're going to go against Trump, too. Like, nah.
Yeah, I don't think Elizabeth would do really well against Trump.
Yeah. A lot of people don't like to admit it, but we need white males on your side to get the vote.
Yeah.
You know, it's true. You really do need white friends.
You also need the black vote.
You need it all. You need it all, but
Joe Biden is showing you that the black vote will elevate you.
Oh yeah, it's true. No, it's true. You need all the votes, but the white people definitely, because they you know, they have still today most of the people who vote are white, even though the portions and ratios of the United States is, you know, it's starting to even out more. It's starting less whites. You're seeing more blacks, more Mexicans, but the voters are still the same. It's still Aunt Bertha voting. It's still, you know, your Uncle Steve. You know what I mean? Those are the people who are still voting, and a lot of people are not voting, and people just don't care. Don't think it's, you know. I think that's what's happening with
Uncle Steve's fucking voting.
I think that's why Joe Biden's so far up there, because people don't realize
he's blown up.
Yeah, he's blowing up. Yeah, he's blowing up.
But it's because he's remembering more words than usual. That's probably the only reason why he's blowing up.
It looks like Bernie's going to be the runner, though. Biden
was winning on delegates.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he had 500 and Bernie had 435 earlier.
Oh, dang.
It looked like, well, they got to get to almost 2,000, I'm sorry.
I know.
1991 or something.
That sucks.
Bernie will hit it first. I mean, he's probably, let me see, he's probably already past, I could probably not close out of this and check, but he's probably already past Biden if you were to look. Let me see. Sorry, folk, we're checking the delegates right now.
Yeah.
Where's the list? There's like an updated list.
Are you going to be able to edit this?
Yeah.
How do you go? Do you usually only keep the interesting stuff?
Yeah.
That's good. Do you ever do like a little commercial where you take 30 seconds to a minute of the best?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Who's going to win the 2020 election? There we go. Okay, so Joe Biden, 566 delegates.
Oh, holy crap.
Bernie, 501 delegates. Elizabeth, 61 delegates. Michael Bloomberg, 53 delegates.
Oh, God.
$700 million gets you 53 delegates. Almost $1 billion he wasted for 53 stinking fucking delegates. Holy shit, what a humiliation. Pete Buttigieg had 26 delegates. Tulsi had... Look, Andrew Yang had 0. Nobody fucking gave a shit. They're going to take away his Wikipedia page.
Hey, no, though, but for real, Andrew Yang, though, now that he's put that into the universe and he's touched on the subject, it'll be brought up again next year. And if Andrew Yang runs next time, he's probably going to get a lot more footwork in, you know?
Dead ass, no real smoke.
He's going to get a lot. He's going to be where Bernie was, you know what I mean? Like, Bernie didn't win, and he came back. Now he's really up there, you know what I mean?
No, you're right. That's crazy.
And Andrew Yang's young enough to keep going.
Yeah.
You know, and if he really is a true entrepreneur and a businessman, he can afford to at least do it every time, you know?
Yeah, true. Keep it going.
Because if he can sustain, then he can definitely do it. And if he can't, it really shows a lot about Andrew Yang's theory, I think.
Yeah.
It really does.
In what way?
I feel like if you're a entrepreneur who's a millionaire and you are pushing the idea of giving everyone $1,000, but you can't, okay, if he can afford to go run this year and get as far as he did, he should be able to afford every year to run until he makes it.
Yeah.
Right? You should be able to afford it. If not, that means I feel like if your business ain't right, your politics ain't right.
True.
Kind of thing too, you know? Even though Trump's like, you know, Trump's like, oh, that means that Trump should be the greatest president, but that's not true, you know what I mean? It's just, I feel like at the same time, because his business was so high, that's why he got voted on the Republican side. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He was really the richest guy on the other side.
And we're going to take a quick break.